What's up, guys and girls? We'll do a topic video here. But before I get to the topic video, I want to show my Girls' Generation I Got a Boy poster. I got this poster the day after I got the I Got a Boy album, and did the unboxing video on that day. So when I got this the next day, I'm like, really? I could have done this all in the same video. But anyway, this is the poster here. So in your far left, you have Tiffany, and then going all the way to your right, you have Jessica, who looks just, oh God, just amazing. Oh my God, Jessica. Anyway, yeah. So this is the group photo. I believe this is the same group photo from the group album cover version. Anyway, so now that's over with. On to my topic. What I want to talk about is Wonder Girls. What's the future for the Wonder Girls? You know, to me, Wonder Girls are one of my favorite K-pop girl bands. You know, but it just really makes me wonder what lies in their future. You know, Sunye is getting married at the end of this month, I believe, in January. But when it was first announced that she was getting married last year, everyone was wondering, you know, is this the end for the Wonder Girls? Is Sunye going to leave the group? What's going to happen? And, you know, all those thoughts were put to rest by both Sunye and JYP himself. They both confirmed that Sunye will still be an active member of Wonder Girls. And even though I think that's great, for me, these are just my thoughts and ideas and opinions on this topic here. I'm kind of being a little bit realistic here, because even though Sunye is you know, going to be part of the Wonder Girls even after, you know, she gets married and stuff and tie the knot, and even though I think her soon-to-be husband, I think, is a great guy, that, you know, he still wants her to be a part of Wonder Girls. He doesn't want to take her away from the group, and, you know, he still wants her to be a part of that group and still do what she's been doing before she met him. I think that's a great guy for him to do that. But for me, you know, I'm thinking realistically here that, you know, her staying active with the group while she's married, I think is only going to last for only so long. You know, I see the writing on the wall for me. I think it's going to be a short-term thing. You know, Sunye is she's 25, 26 in Korean age, I believe. I just think she's gonna get to that point where she probably wants to start to have children and, you know, have a family. You know, because she's been with Wonder Girls for a long time, and, you know, even though I don't think having kids right away and having a family, I don't think that's something Sunye would rush into right away. I think that's something that she would kind of like wait on. But you never know; she can change her mind at the last minute, because she even said before that, you know, she never even thought about having a boyfriend. You know, she thought. You know, she had planned out herself that the time she'd get married would be when she's like 38 or 39. But then when she met a boyfriend here, her fiance, totally changed her mind. So that same thing can happen too when it comes to maybe want to have kids. But the point is that, you know, I just don't see this lasting too long in the long run. Because at the end of the day, you know, she will be a wife and, you know, have a husband, and her attention is going to be divided, and in that, and rightfully so, she will want, you know, probably do more things with her husband than with the group, and it'd be kind of hard to juggle, you know. I don't know how she'd be able to manage, you know, with doing stuff with Wonder Girls and then her husband, you know, because the whole music scene in Korea totally different from here in the States. You know, so because of this, you know, it's been said that, you know, even though she's going to be with Wonder Girls, she's not going to be reuniting with the group for a while. So until then, the other remaining members are going to doing their own solo activities. You know, they're currently working on their own solo projects and activities. You know, I think it'd be cool if they come out with a subunit group out of this. I'd love to see a unit group of Yenny and Yubin. I think that'd be an awesome, like, duo sub-unit group to come from Wonder Girls. I think that'd be cool. But we'll see what they have in plan in terms of their solo activities for the time being. You know, but in a way, I'm just a little bit unsure about this, because at the same token, too, you know, I really blame a lot of stuff on JYP, because I think JYP, he rushed Wonder Girls way too soon and took them out of Korea way too fast. You know, in 2008, Wonder Girls, that was their breakout year. You know, and I've been with these girls since day one, since they debuted in 2007. 2008 was their breakout year. You know, they had So Hot, and then after So Hot, they came out with their very successful follow-up, Nobody. And, you know, 2008 was just a great year for them. And then JYP decided to take them away and try to market them in America. And, you know, to me, I think it was a little bit too soon because, you know, back in 2008, Wonder Girls were like your top girl group. You know, so Nishide was like, they were still rookies at that time, but they were like, Girls' Generation were like probably a good second, if not third, during that time. But, you know, since Wonder Girls have gone, you know, Girls' Generation has surpassed them completely and become just an unstoppable juggernaut. You know, Kara has come into their own. They've become a big, you know, girl group. 21 are huge, and from 21, Tiara, and now you've got Sistar, who had their breakout year last year. So, you know, a lot of groups have really come into their own since and after Wonder Girls have gone off. And, you know, spending 3 years over here in America, and, you know, they made the TV movie, and they've done some collaborations, everything, all this other stuff they've done, and they're still, and now you have Sunny's marriage on top of this, so that's also, you can imagine, is going to delay and hold back some stuff. But at the end of the day, I think Wonder Girls try to be marketed in the States, I think flopped. I think it bombed. And I really blame JYP for that because, you know, and because of that, I believe their popularity and their fan base in Korea has suffered a bit drastically, I believe. Yes, they've come back with, you know, 2 different tiers and Be My Baby and Like This last year, which were all great songs, and they won, you know, quite a few awards for all those songs. Great stuff. But, you know, when you watch Wonder Girls now, it doesn't feel like the same Wonder Girls that you watched back in 2008. At least for me, it doesn't. You know, it's like, hey, you guys are back now. That's great. I love what you've done. I love you, Wonder Girls, because I've been around you guys for so long. But you're not the top gang. You're not the top. You're not one of the top. I mean, they're one of the top girl groups, but instead of being a number 1 or a number 2, now they're like about a number 5 or number 7 on the list. You know, so they've taken a big bump. You know, and then like that, I just think the timing was off. You know, in 2008, K-pop wasn't well known yet, even a blink in anybody's mind stateside for a lot of the kids and teenagers that are into K-pop now. You know, K-pop didn't become a big deal stateside until like late 2008, going throughout the year 2010 and beyond. So I think you really took them away from Korea way too soon. You know, I think if Wonder Girls would have stayed in Korea, you know, from their breakout year, which is 2008, all the way to current, and just build upon that their Korean and Asian fan base, then I would be more comfortable with them breaking out into America. And then on top of that, Sunny being married, and then if Sunny should like leave the group and the group breaks up or whatever, they go separate ways, I'd be more comfortable with that because it's like, okay, they've done this, they've done that, and the other. But, you know, now it's kind of like, you know, the four out of their 6-year career, they've I don't want to say they've taken a hit, but they're not the same, you know, anymore. They're not the top tier group. They're a top group, but they're not top tier anymore. And I blame that on JYP and his management. You know, so I think with that, I come a little bit more comfortable with Sunny getting married and stuff like that. And I'm glad Sunny's getting married. I'm not saying she shouldn't get married and stick with the group forever, but I'm just saying, like, you know, I don't think her being married and still being active in the group, I don't see it lasting too long. I just see the writing on the wall. You know, and I think it'd be bad. It'd be bad if like they would try to replace her. Should she like walk away? Because I mean, Wonder Girls have had too many changes already. I mean, they've had, you know, Hyuna replaced with Yubin, who's transitioned fine into the group, and then you had Yenny who left, and not Yenny, but Sumi, and Sumi got replaced with a new girl, and you know, it'd be like it'll be an after school / jewelry like thing all over again with Wonder Girls, and I don't think they would do that. But I don't know. I just don't see the future of Wonder Girls lasting much longer. Like collectively as a group, I don't see it lasting too long. It may last a while while Sunny's still married, but I don't see it lasting for too long. I want you guys' thoughts and opinions on this in the comment box below. You know, I remember Yenny. I forgot what they said. This was like an interview like 2 years ago, like back in 2010. Yenny and Sunny. Yenny, you know, despite Yenny when she left the group, she said she left so she can get her high school diploma and go to college and do some other things, which I believe, you know, is great that she has done those things. She's still doing it, which I think is great for Yenny. But I clearly remember this interview. I can't remember, but it was like 2-3 years ago. Yenny said something to me where it was just like she saw the writing on the wall just early, where she's like, this whole thing, us trying to break out to America, this is gonna bomb. It's gonna fail. She said something to me that kind of gave me the indication, like she didn't think going into this it wasn't going to be too good. And even Sunny had even admitted herself she thought that they left Korea too soon. She said we wish that it would have been better if we would have left Korea like 2 years after, or a little bit, or like waited another year. Sunny herself even said that. So I mean, yeah. But you guys give me your thoughts in this comment box below. Subscribe. Peace.